Hey Android devs, this is a tutorial on how to get your environment set up start to finish. I have this is my Windows 7 machine. It has absolutely nothing on it, not even Java. So I'm going to be going through the entire process to get everything running on a Nexus 7, including the OUYA launcher. So here are the prerequisites. So this is going to be a tutorial on installing the Android development environment using Eclipse. As also using the AndEngine 2D framework in Java. So the prerequisites are a desire to build 2D games using AndEngine, a desire to debug Android applications on the Nexus 7, and perhaps OUYA. So the main reason for this is I'm going to be participating in the Create event. It's a 10-day hackathon that I'm really excited about. I'm one of the people who kickstarted OUYA. I got the limited edition, the brown edition. I can't wait to get it. So I'm using a Nexus 7 to develop my OUYA app for this event. Since I don't actually have an OUYA yet, it'll be here when the Kickstarter devices arrive. This tutorial is specifically for Windows 7. I'm running Windows 7 64-bit. Of course, have a Nexus 7 or an OUYA if you have that. So we'll be sideloading the OUYA launcher APK. And I'll also be using Git to get all of the AndEngine source. It's optional. They allow you to download the source as zip files, but I highly recommend Git. So that's one thing that my environment has already installed. Everything else you'll be installing with me. So here's a rundown of what we're going to do for this tutorial. So we'll be downloading and installing Java, the Android environment. We'll be setting up the Nexus 7 for development and USB debugging. We'll be downloading and installing AndEngine. They also have a full project with examples. We'll be installing that. Also setting up any AndEngine prerequisites, running AndEngine examples on the Nexus 7, and then finally we'll download and install the OUYA launcher on the Nexus 7. Alright, so first I don't have any like pre-canned links, so I'm just going to Google everything. So first we want Java. So Java is a prerequisite in order to get Eclipse up and going, so let's look for Java. And I want a free download. So let's go to all downloads because I want the 64-bit version. So I'll just download offline 64-bit. Alright, so I'm just going to do the install real quick. Alright, Java is now installed. So next what we want to do is we want to set up Java as our as part of our path so that we don't have to hard code like a link directly to the Java executables. So let's go ahead and find where it's installed real quick. So since this is 64-bit, it's probably just here, GRE7, and then the executables are all, and DLLs are all here. So like java.w, java.exe. So let's copy the bin location. Now we want to set that as part of our path so that Android can find it. Advanced system settings, environment variables, then we want a path. Edit. Go to the end. Make sure the semicolon from your previous one. I have SQL Server installed, so that was my previous one. So semicolon, and then just paste in the path to the bin, and you'll want a slash there at the end so that it finds all of the executables within the bin folder. All executables, batch files, stuff like that. Hit OK. Hit OK. OK. Close that. Now we want to install the Eclipse. What's really cool nowadays is so Android development. Developer at android.com. What's really cool is the environment is that the tools are all set up for you in this neat little bundle. So I don't think there's really not much we have to do. There used to be a lot of steps in getting an Android environment up and going, but it's not as bad anymore. So what I did was I went to developer.android.com off Google. I went to develop and then tools and then hit download. I have read and agreed, and 64-bit for myself, 32-bit if you have a 32-bit operating system. Alright, so the zip is done. This is the bundle. So it's a zip file. So I just clicked on it in Chrome. I'm going to extract all files. One interesting tidbit is this is all self-contained, so you can extract these files wherever you want. I like to install them in C dev, and I created the folder in dev called Android. And then it's going to just be ADT, I'm going to call it ADT bundle. Alright, now that that's done, within the ADT bundle you'll see ADT bundle Windows x86-64. Now you'll see a few things. You'll see the SDK, and this is the folder where when you download the SDKs within the SDK manager, they'll all go here, and you'll find Eclipse here. So we'll go ahead and start this. And I'm going to create a new workspace over in Android dev, or C dev Android. Create a new folder called workspace. Okay. Alright, we got this nice little welcome screen. So now what we want to do is we want to go to the Android SDK manager. And what we want to do is we want to at least install the SDK for Android 4.2. I'm not sure if you're running a Nexus 7 with Android 4.1, you'll want the SDK platform here. I also would like the samples. Documentation would be nice. And I'm going to do the same for, I'd like to work on the 4.03 as well. So I'd like to develop for 4.3 and above, or 4.03 and above. And let's get the system image in case we'd like to use the AVD manager and create a 4.03 AVD as well. So I'm going to select install packages, accept all, install. And soon we'll have the SDK platform for 4.03, and we can set that as our minimum target. Okay, so now that those are installed, I'm going to go ahead and verify that those are indeed installed. So go to Window, SDK Manager, and just make sure that those are listed as installed. Alright, so next, in our steps. So we download and installed Java. We have so that was pretty much it. I mean, there's not much else to setting up the Android environment. So now we're going to set up the Nexus 7 for development. So I'm going to switch over to my phone. Hopefully it's not too terrible in quality. I don't have much light in here, so hopefully it's not too bad. Alright, so I've got my Nexus 7 here. Just gonna power it on real quick. Alright, so to start development, we need to get into development mode. So first we need to go to settings. Oops. So I just got this. So you'll see pop-ups. So where is settings? And then scroll all the way down to about tablet. And then scroll all the way down to build number. And then, so this is Android 4.2. I'm not sure what the, how to enable USB debugging and stuff like that on 4.1. But to do this, to become a developer for an Android device, all you have to do is tap on this a couple times. 3, 2, 1, and then you are now a developer. So then you hit back. And if you scroll down, you now have developer options. And you want to enable USB debugging. And then hit OK. And this will allow us to start debugging on our Android device. Alright, so now we have USB debugging set up in our on our Nexus 7 device. So now I'm going to plug in the Nexus 7 device to my computer, and it'll pop up saying that it's installing device drivers. Popped up over here. So you can open up the device to view. However, if you go to right-click on my computer, or right-click on the computer, go to Properties, go to the Device Manager, you'll notice that it has a little warning saying that there are no drivers found for this device. So there are drivers found as a USB drive so that you can access its files, but we want to debug on this device. So right-click on your Nexus 7, go to Update Driver Software, browse my computer, and you will find the driver. So I personally installed the ADT bundle under dev, or C, dev, Android, ADT bundle. And then the driver is actually under the SDK in the bundle, under the extras folder, Google, and then USB driver. And then hit OK. Make sure include subfolders is selected. And then install. It'll install the driver, Android Composite ADB device. Click close, and we'll see the Android device there now. Alright, so now we'll go to, we'll just make sure that the Android device is found. We'll create a new project, we'll create a sample project. Alright, we'll just do home. Finish. We'll let that load. Notice how Android 4.2 is selected. We'll go to, first we want to set up the debug configuration so we could pick whichever configuration we like best. Hit always prompt to pick device. Because sometimes what it'll do is it'll install a brand new AVD for you if it says a device not found. Stuff like that. So close. Now it is done. So great. So that was just a quick example to get that running. So I'm just gonna remove this project real quick. Sample project. Clear this out. Alright, so what we want to do next on the, so we set up the Nexus 7, now we want to download and install AndEngine. So what I do here is, I go into my C dev Android, and I'll create a new folder just called and engine. So this is a neat little 2D, well, not little, it's actually a very large framework for 2D graphics. And so I have Git installed on my machine already, and what I like to do is just right click in the folder and hit git bash. And so next, to start a Git repository, I just do git init dot, and it will start it'll initialize an empty repository in this folder. And so now what we want to do is get and engine. So I'll just Google and engine. First link, andengine.org. Click on the source. It actually moved to GitHub. It's no longer in the code Google, code.google.com. It's actually on GitHub now. So what we want to do is so here's the option where you don't have to use Git. You just download the repository right here in the zip format. I like to use Git. It's just simple. I don't have to extract anything. I'm just doing this because I'm lazy. And then what we also want to do is install all of the extensions, except for like the texture packer extension that's built in. So is the multi-touch extension. So we just want to build some of we just want to get some of these extensions so that we can run the examples. Alright, so what we'll do is say git clone hps github.com/nicholas/ and engine.git. So we'll go ahead and clone the entire source into that directory. Alright, good. So I'm going to continue doing this for all of the extensions. I'm going to record it, and I'm just going to do it as a time lapse so you don't have to sit here and wait and watch me do it. Alright, now that we have all of the extensions from Git, I will now get the end engine examples. So do the same thing, create a new folder, git init here, and then we'll git clone HPS. So it's pretty much the exact same URL at the top. So we'll just click on and engine examples, and just at the end of the path it's .git. So Nicholas, I have no idea how to pronounce his last name, / and engine examples.git. Alright, so now we'll have all the examples. So now we'll bring up the Android development tools. Actually alright, so this failed. Error couldn't resolve host. Nicholas. Alright, so let's see what I did wrong. So git clone hps /github.com, which is what I missed, /Nicholas /and engine examples.git. There we go. Alright, so we'll pull this up now. So all the extensions and engine are actually they're set up as libraries. So, and they all the extensions reference the end engine library, and the examples reference the end engine library as well as the extensions separately as their own libraries. So first what we need to do is we need to import, so we'll just an existing project into the workspace. We will browse for and engine, click OK, and you'll notice all of the extensions here, and we're just going to go ahead and import them all. Alright, so right away we should notice some errors, tons of errors. So first of all of these are looking for a jar, an end engine jar. So what we need to do is get this working. A quick, easy fix most of the time will just be to right click on the project, click on Android Tools, then select Fix Project Properties. And you'll notice that the problems went away on this project. So what it did was, if you go to right click on the end engine project or library, click on properties, then go to Java build path, you'll have noticed that there was a missing dependency in the libraries. And so it just fixed that, as well as I think it was missing the Java SDK. Secondly, End Engine was built with the JDK 1.6 in mind, not JDK 1.7, which is what we just installed. So for every library here, what we want to do is right-click on the project, go to Properties, go to Java Compiler, and make sure everything is set to the 1.6 JDK. So I'm just going to click Apply, click OK. We're going to do the same thing for all of these. Android Tools, Fix Project Properties, then go to Properties, Java Compiler, make sure that's 1.6. Okay. I'm going to just run through all of these. Oops. And then fix. Oops, I forgot to go to Properties, Compiler 1.6. Okay. Tools, Fix, Properties. Okay, good. Android Tools, Fix Project Properties, Properties 1.6. Good. So you'll notice that we're starting to accumulate some errors here. 100 of 709 items. That's getting a bit crazy. So what we want to do now, so go to Project. I don't enjoy automatic builds. I like to be in control of when builds are run. So I personally uncheck Build Automatically, and then when we build this project, a lot of these errors should just go away. So we're up to 100 errors, and it's looking for cannot resolve type. Alright, so let's go to Properties, let's go to Android, and it's missing, or the reference is for End Engine is broken. So so when you go into the library here, you'll notice in these classes that the import here is actually broken. So hopefully to fix that, we go to Properties, go to Android, let's remove that, add it, End Engine, hit Apply, hit OK. Looks like we just went down a bunch of errors. So let's keep doing the same thing. Alright, so we are down to 11 items. SVG texture region extension is still throwing some errors. Let's see. Project can't be built until build path errors are resolved. And we're getting, so let's take a look at End Engine solo. So it's looking for color. Let's take a look at its references. It is missing, or it's import org.endengine.util.adt.color.color. Let's take a look at so let's take a look in End Engine source. So it's looking for org.endengine.util.adt. Let's open GL. .adt dot color. I don't see a color in here. Oh, there it is. Dot color. Alright, so let's see. Alright, so this is the Robotium. Properties. End engine is fine. Let's go to the build path. Libraries. And then extension, project, source. So everything looks good. It's okay. Alright, so there are project can't be built until build path. Alright, so let's take a look at that. Let's go to properties, Java build path. I don't see anything wrong here. End engine looks good. Libraries. Let's see if the system library is required. So that's just the JDK. Nope. Alright, let's do a clean. So we'll clean all the projects and we'll start a new build on immediately. Yeah, it looks like we still have, ooh, okay, so the SVG texture region extension looks good now. So let's take a look at why. So okay, so it's just still missing just that one color SDK import org.endengine.util.adt.color. Oh, look at that. It's not adt.color, it's util.color. That's the issue. Alright, so let's just kill the word adt. So hopefully you guys don't have to do this, but so let's see if that fixed all of the issues. Hopefully everything was good for you. Sometimes when we clone the source, sometimes check-ins happen on GitHub that might have broken the build. So let's do another clean and start immediately. Alright, so we're down to 2 errors. Method is missing from what? So unidentified for type I entity. Result is end engine solo. So I'm not sure if the Robotium extension is required for the examples. So let's go ahead and import the examples now, and I'll see if the Robotium extension is a requirement. So existing projects into workspace, browse. Let's again an end engine. Okay, and the only one that's available now is the examples. Finish. Once again, Android tools, fix project properties, sometimes fixes everything. Alright, so end engine is missing the required source folder gen. Examples, quick fix, just go to new, folder, title it gen, finish, that goes away. Okay, so it looks like there were some issues, cannot resolve type, so let's take a look at that. Properties, Android, Alright, apply. Okay, we still have some problems. Let's clean. Alright, still some issues. Oh, requires compliance level 5 or 6, found to 1.7, so here's another example where I forgot to check the Java compiler. If it is disabled for you, like it was for me, just click Enable Project Specific Settings. Change the JDK to 1.6, so the Java Development Kit. Version for AndEngine is built with 1.6 in mind, and then hit yes to rebuild. Hopefully some of the errors will go away. Apply, and then OK. Alright, so I realized a mistake I had made. I forgot to I forgot to actually download the texture packer. I didn't realize that there was I thought it said it was merged into GLES, which is the main branch now of AndEngine right there. I didn't realize it said -Anchor Center. So 10 of the errors were from the texture packer. So the next is TMX. That's one of the extensions. So let's take a look at the website. Alright, so unfortunately my Fraps crashed. I'm on a solid state drive that's really small, so the last video took up 23 gigs. So move those over to my my larger drive. Before we had a ton of issues. Just had to get the MX texture pack in here, and then to get a lot of the errors to go away. Secondly, there's a thread on some of the issues that we found in the a little bit earlier, and here's a nice thread on it. I just looked up AndEngine new animated sprite. So those are the final last error that we have. One of the great things about open source and GitHub is if you wanted to make these changes to, say, the AndEngine examples project, and you know how to use Git and whatnot, you could submit a change set for the owners to hopefully merge in. I highly suggest if this is a good library that you enjoy, that as a developer, it would be awesome to have more developers working on the engine. So anyway, so there's a thread on a lot of the issues that we encountered. And did I just miss it? This one, examples were showing errors. So the first one was the draw mode. So what I did was I went in and it was importing the primitive.vbo.draw mode is actually in the primitive area path. Secondly, there was this text options. What we had to do, all we did was I hovered over it and it gave me options. So all I had to do was swap these two values. So it looks like perhaps when somebody checked this in over in the text options constructor, someone must have changed the constructor signature. So that one's fixed. Next we have the new animated sprite. So let's go to bound camera example, and let's paste this in. So go here, and you'll notice that the issue was there was a dot animate at the end of it, and so it wasn't returning a new object. So now we need to do face.animate. It was before, and that solves that issue. And we'll probably want to do the same thing here. So obviously this isn't going to return a brand new animated sprite object. We need to get rid of this here. Alright, so we finally have all the issues resolved. Let's do a clean just in case, make sure everything's good to go. All right. I keep getting this, probably because I keep doing a clean, but I keep having to rebuild just the examples project and everything's good to go. All right, so if you wanted to, we could get all of the examples on the Nexus 7, right-click debug as. Oh, here's some of my left open Git. Okay, and now I have it running. As you're debugging, you'll notice memory being freed, stuff like that, as I'm playing with the application. So everything's good to go on the Nexus 7. Alright, so let's go back to the blog. We'll go to devs. So we want to download, alright, so available now, and then we want to download the ODK. So we'll, once that's finished downloading, we'll extract it. After that, what I'm going to do is what we'll have to do is allow apps to be side-loaded. So we'll switch once we get this. Alright, so for OUYA to work, we need to move over these two APKs. We have the framework and we have the launcher. So open a new window for the Nexus 7, open up the internal storage, go to the download folder, and paste that in. Alright, so now we have the OUYA development kit. We'll move over the APKs over to the Nexus 7. And now I'm going to switch over to my cell phone to show you how to do that. So one thing to note is that side-loading apps isn't terribly difficult on the Nexus 7, but it does require an application that can view the file system. Not too terribly difficult. There are a lot of free ones, and so we'll switch to that now. Alright, so first thing to note is that we need to be able to install APKs from unknown sources. So stuff like applications that are not on the Play Store. So click Settings, and then we want to go to Security. And then we want to click on Unknown Sources. Click OK. I'm going to leave Verify Apps up. It just displays a warning before you install other applications. I don't mind warnings, especially something's happening that I'm not. That's a surprise, etc. All right. So next, let's go to the Play Store. There are some suggestions on the internet as to which application to use, like ES File Explorer or the Astro File Manager. So let's look for, those are both free. File Explorer. Let's go to the downloads. And then so we have the launcher and the framework. So let's install the framework first. So hit install. Done. Launcher. Next. So that just scrolls, make sure you understand what this application requires. Done. Let's open up the launcher. All right, so there's pairing with a Bluetooth. Unfortunately, I don't have a Bluetooth controller. What I do have though is a USB on-the-go controller. So I'm going to try that real quick, see if that works. Other than that, we'll skip pairing and we'll just take a look at the launcher. So one thing I just found out is that the OUYA launcher does support a USB gamepad. So one of the gamepads that's USB, of course, is the Microsoft Xbox 360 wired controller. What I have attached to it is the USB on the go, the one that everyone. So just look up USB OTG for Android, and you'll have a link to this on Amazon. It's like $10 cable to convert micro USB to USB. So you just plug that in. And then the controller will light up. And then we'll go to the OUYA launcher. Let's see if we can focus. And now so go to apps. Oops, go back. Go to dev. Oh, I have a child that's whining in the background. And then go to software, and then you can run your installed app using your USB controller. So I do have a couple on here that work with USB controller, but I'm hoping to write my own, and then I'll do an updated video on that. But it's awesome that the OUYA launcher has built-in USB gamepad support. All right, thanks. All right, so we just ran through the end engine install, got all the prerequisites done, fixed some of the errors that were broken in the end engine examples, ran the examples on the Nexus 7, and all that was left was we installed the OUYA launcher on the Nexus 7, which was extremely easy. Pretty much just move over two APKs and install them. I hope you all found this tutorial enlightening, and I hope to create more tutorials in the future. I look forward to, if anyone is going to participate in OUYA's Create event, the 10-day hackathon. I'm very excited about that, so please feel free to respond to the video with maybe some game trailers that you create during the Create event, or updates, or any feedback, anything constructive. This is my first tutorial, so I probably went into too much detail or too little, I'm not sure. So any feedback would be great. And I look forward to seeing what you all develop on Android. Thanks.